Hey YouTube, and welcome to my reviews. And this is your girl Goddess Galaxy, and welcome. And I just do reviews of TV shows and give my opinions, and all of my opinions are my opinions, and they're all alleged if I'm talking about celebrity tea or anything like that. And all of this is in fun and just to get a laugh. So if you want to continue on, then let's go. And thank you for my new subscribers. And welcome everyone to Goddess Galaxy. It's Goddess and Goddess Galaxy. And welcome everyone. Thank you, my new subscribers, to my videos. And I'm doing Couples Retreat, episode 5. So this episode, we start with, we're still talking to Fallon. Fallon's talking with Chris. And she's talking about that he goes out until 2 a.m. or, 5 a.m. in the rising. And she said the last trip that they just recently did, that he didn't come back home until 8 a.m. She's saying that he is young. So my whole thing about it is, you knew he was young before you got with him. He's 23 years old. So he is still trying to figure things out. He's young. He's way younger. If you have already, when you met him, 4 children already, and he's younger than you, it's a lot that he has to deal with. You kind of got to be cognizant or understanding that he has a lot to deal with. Like, girl, I don't know. And then Tony was still talking to Jalen. And then Tony asked him, did you choose to hang out instead of going back to the room? And then he was saying that. And then he was saying how Fallon feels like upset that he's getting to know others. And he feels he is, in Vegas. So he's not going to just stay in the room, And my whole thing is, I get like you're in Vegas and you want to have fun, but the whole point of this too is that you're on a retreat to work on your relationship and work on yourself as an individual as well. So if she wants to spend quality time, that's going to fix your relationship. So you should kind of make an effort, because every episode for the last couple of days, you've been going out and not spending any time with her, and you're not with the kids. This is the time to spend time with her, as much time as you can with her, because once you get back into reality, and you're not going to be able to spend those times like that because you got the children, and then you got your job, and then she has her life. It's going to be hectic. So my thing is, my man's, you need to spend more time with her. We get you want to have your fun. Okay, you've had your fun. But my whole thing is that these cast people are not your real friends in real life. So I'm going to need you to stop trying to act like you're best friends with these people, so you always got to hang out with them. You need to stop avoiding her and work on your relationship and spend some quality time with her, because that's all she wants. You're making it seem like it's so hard to spend quality time, and it's really not. So you need to work on what she's asking you to work on. And I don't understand what's such a big deal, why you can't stay back and spend time with her in the room. It's just stupid to me. And then he was telling Tony that he's terrified of arguing with her. She knows more than him, and she ridicules him and uses his age against him to degrade him. And he said that he isn't, that she basically makes him feel less than because he's younger than her, which she admitted kind of. In the next part, she says that she treats him how older men used to treat her, wanting her to grow up fast, and that he said he's intimidated by her as well. So my whole thing is, Fallon, you need to also respect him as a person. If you're going to be in a relationship, or whether he's younger than you or not, he is a man. And at the end of the day, he's taking on responsibilities that a lot of men wouldn't even want to deal with, that are older or younger will want to deal with. So you have to give him a little respect and let that man be a man. If you want to go out and hang out, just let the man go out and hang out. If you don't want to hang out with you, just let it be. Don't sit here and pick argument. Oh, I want to hang out with you. You need to hang out with me now, blah, blah, blah. You being forceful is not going to force the man to listen to you, and he's not going to hang out with you. So Just respect him and just hang out with the man. I don't get it. I don't get what's the big deal. Like, just let him do him, and he'll come around. It just he got a lot on his shoulders. And then Tony was saying he's growing. He was basically saying and telling Tony basically that he's growing as a man, and he grew up with with a single mom, so he doesn't know how to be that, like, be a man. And due to his upbringing, Tony said that he is more of a man than some of these 60-year-olds, which is kind of true, because there's a lot of these older dudes that think they're mature because of their age, but they're truly immature, and they're little boys, and they don't want to take on their own responsibility to take care of their own children. So the fact that he's at 23 and he's taking care of a household with 5 children, her and her 2 sisters and himself, 8 individuals, and he's taking that on, and he's doing the best that he can, and he haven't like abandoned her in it, even though it's kind of a stress for him, shows that he's a little bit more mature than most. So I kind of concur with Tony is saying, and it's kind of good, but I still feel like he's got things to work on, but so does Fallon. So they both have things to work on. So, you live and you learn. They'll both grow. And then Jalen was talking about that he's like serious. Basically, Tony saying that he's taking it serious, that he is an amazing person. He's really wants this to work, and that it's okay for him to feel, it's okay for him to express himself, and it's okay for him to have emotions, because a lot of people are told that males and even females too, like basically us, as I feel like just black children are told that they black girls and black boys, as we grow and we age, we've been told so long to hide our emotions and not to let people in and to talk about how we feel, that a lot of us don't express ourselves emotionally very well, and we don't articulate ourselves very well. So even when we grow up and we have children, or we get in relationships, we don't do well in relationships because when we were younger, we weren't pushed to foster our emotions and to express ourselves fully, and to talk about how we feel. We were always told to stifle ourselves. So a lot of us emotionally are cut off, and I think that's what Fallon, why she's cut off. She was treated a certain way by males, and then probably her upbringing stifled her from truly feeling safe to express herself emotionally with anybody, or to feel that she can be vulnerable with anybody, because she probably wasn't able to do it when she was a child. And as she got older, when she was in relationships, she did open up when she felt she could trust people, and then they let her down. So now she has this wall up where she doesn't want to do it. So, I'm like, okay, Fallon, she's controlling for a reason. And people that are controlling are not controlling for no reason. When women are controlling and in your face and controlling, it's past stuff that's causing that. And then with Jalen is trying to become a better man, but at least he's talking to Tony and getting better, because I respect that at 23 that he's seeking assistance and help, because there's a lot of dudes around his age that wouldn't even seek the help. They would just run from the situation and not even deal with it. So the fact that he's willing to deal with it shows there's a lot of growth, a lot of he wants this to work, and he wants to change as a person. Next scene is Shamari and Ronnie. They sit down and they talk at this table in this restaurant, and then Ronnie is saying that it's not enough effort, that he's saying that there's not enough effort from Shamari in their relationship for the intimacy portion, like the sexual aspect, and she's saying that he's not home enough, and that she's saying that her love language is quality time. And then Ronnie talking about he's available, that he's not busy 365, which is like talking about he's available 365, which is not true. Because let's be real, you be on tour with New Edition, with Bobby Brown, with your other group, Biv DeVoe, and you be busy doing that. So how are you available 365? I'm sorry, but you're not being accountable here. You're trying to put it on her and talk about, well, I'm not busy all the time. So what do you mean? What do you mean? Yes, you are. If you're on tour, like you say, touring is the way that you make money for your family. So how are you available for her to give her the quality time that she needs if you're on tour making money? That doesn't make any sense. Like, go somewhere, Ronnie. You're not being accountable. And he's always throwing in, basically, in her, like, in her face or what have about the touring thing and talking about that's how I support my family. Doesn't matter if that's how you support your family. And if you want everything to get better and you actually want her to go on tour herself and to do different ventures for herself to make her feel good steam wise, you're gonna actually have to stop touring and allow her to tour and you stay with the kids, because it's a lot. It's a lot on her. And then he's gonna talk about that, and then she said that she feels that he's making it about him. Like he's making it seem like everything's about how he feels about things and not about her. And Shamari can do things that she wants, and she basically says she wants to get away from the boys sometimes, sometimes to, just so she can get her mind off of it. And the boy, and then he gonna have the nerve to talk about, oh, the boys can be used as an excuse. How's the boys use an excuse if she's with her kids 24/7 while you're on tour and you're gone and you have your schedules and you're gone on these different tours and on these different days for months and months and months? How does she have time to be free from her children if she's the main one that's at home, staying home with the kids, taking care of them? How does she have time to do things that she wants? How is that her making up? See, this is what I'm talking about with men. When they get married with women, the woman's the stay at home mom, she be taking care of her kids, she be doing all that she need to do, but they'll sit off and make it seem like her doing that is her being lazy and it's not that big of a deal when it's a lot. Like she said, to be with those kids 24/7 and at a certain age and you're running after them and all of that, that's a lot. Like, it's not an excuse. She's just saying it. And then he had the nerve to talk about, oh, I could want to support you. I want to be able to say, oh, tell my boys, in New Edition, Bobby Brown and all of them, that I want to just be like, nah, I don't want to go on tour because, I got other things in the works and, I can't do it this time. And I'm just like, boy, if that's what you want to do, why haven't you done it, though? You said that you're available to do it, so how come you haven't done it? See, it's a lot of contradiction and not taking accountability from you, Ronnie, and it's annoying. Like, he's adorable or what have you. He's a little cutie or whatever, but he's not taking accountability and he's putting everything on her as if she can't be stressed. Like, taking care of two boisterous young boys is a lot. Having 2 children, period, is a lot of work. Like, people be thinking it's easy, and I'd say kudos to all the people that got 6 or more kids, and they are able to handle that and not be stressed out and not be like, ugh. Kudos to them, because I cannot do it. It is a lot. I just feel like Ronnie needs to take in consideration how dealing with the children and her doing it basically not on her own, but like, just being there while he's on tour and it's just her and the kids, how that could be stressful on her and kind of be understanding how she feels. Because even she said it's like he's listening to me, but he's not really hearing me. Like, he's listening to what I'm saying, but he's not getting it or trying to understand what I'm saying. And I agree with her. Like, it sounded like he was just more about himself and how he felt, wasn't listening at all. So next scene, AJ meets with Jock and Kendra, saying that she's coming from a place of anger, Kendra, and that she needs to start anew. And Kendra is not to be now seeing that she needs to not be hardened, and then she brings up the fact that the media brings back issues that that they have healed from. And AJ is talking about when she had basically AJ was talking with them to get them to understand like how she's been through kind of things that they've been through with like media scrutiny and how she dealt with it. So AJ brought up the fact that she actually had a threesome and people found out and they were basically dragging her online, insinuating that she was basically had her train ran on her and all this other stuff. I'm like, what the world? And then they were sending like, emojis of like trains talking about choo choo. I'm like, what? And then Jock was like, he didn't know AJ was into that. He was just looking like, what the hell? I was like, Jock, I'm done. And then he was like laughing. He couldn't help himself. Like, Jock be always having a giggle or a cackle at other people's expense sometimes. I'm like, really, Jock? Jock is like, I feel like Jock makes the show lighthearted because he always got something funny to say. Like, I'm like, what the world? He said, I didn't know she was into that, He said, I thought that she was going to come from a position of a therapist. I'm like, ooh, how can I help you? And, this is what you need to do. But Jack said, he didn't think he was going to come and hear all of this today. And I'm like, I'm with you. I didn't know what was happening. Okay. And then basically, was talking. Then from there, they digressed from there. And then basically, AJ was talking to Kendra, talking about that she hasn't, faced in that Jock is not cheating. So basically, he's, you got to choose peace and healing and moving forward. You got to not let the media toxicity, get into y'all relationship, basically. And I'm like, I agree, though. You can't let something that happened 3 years ago keep affecting your life. You're hardening, like the lady from Linda was saying last episode. So the whole thing is, you're either going to forgive from what was done and try to get past it and not pay attention to what media is saying, what your friends and family have to say. Because my whole thing with her is she should have never said anything to her family. Because on Love and Hip Hop, at ATL, she went and she opened her big trap and went and told her family about it. And people all know when you tell family anything bad about your significant other, it don't matter if you say, yesterday he took money out your account to buy this, and basically took the money without your permission. You tell a family member that, or any person in your family, they're not going to trust you and be like, oh, girl, be careful with money in your bank account. You better get a second account. You can't trust them. They're going to put things in your ear and cause friction between you and your significant other. That's why you never tell. I learned it from my own experience. Never tell your family nothing negative about your significant other. Never. Just keep it to yourself, because they'll never let you forget it. Or keep bringing it up every week, every second of the hour. Keep talking about it when you're the one going through it and it's your choice to forgive. They don't forgive. They just keep bringing it up over and over again. So she's going to have to be willing to make the change that needs to be done so that she can get past it, because it's old news. He's not cheating anymore, and she agreed that it's not nothing new. Because if it was something new, then I could understand her being harboring on it, but it's not new. So she needs to move on. This episode, all the couples now, next scene, all the couples meet up at the Palms Casino on the top floor, basically on the roof. And there's all seats situated near the back, near the wall where they could all sit. So all the couples are coming in to sit. And then all of a sudden this guy comes in, this Magic Mike dancer comes out, and, dancing and grinding on the floor and, kind of twerking a little bit. And all the husbands is looking, especially Ryan, like, okay, do we have to see all that? Jack's like, nobody want to see all that. Apollo's looking too, like, really? Why are you bringing this guy out? Like you ain't gonna get no girls. And then the women, AJ was looking like, this about the ladies real quick. So then AJ basically came up and she sat in the seat. And then that same guy started lap dancing on her, and she was enjoying it. And everybody was like, girl. I'm like, honey, what's happening here? So she had her little fun, and then she got up and she said, y'all need to come up here because I'm about to, get out of the seat or whatever. It's y'all turn. And they were just, Ronnie was looking like, and Jock was like, seriously? And I'm just like, you gotta, this is the way it gotta be to show. This is the intimacy and fun portion of the thing. Y'all should be more than willing to do it. Y'all been on TV before. I don't know what's the big deal. I don't get it. So then, she told the couples to come out. So Tyreek was first, and, Tiana and, Kendra, and then Fallon. They all sat in the seats. They had seats set out for them. And then first Tyreek came, and he was grinding all up in her. It was really not that sensual. It was kind of lame. I was like, okay, good night. Have several. That was lame as fuck. Good night, Tyreek. You're lame. Now, Jock, we all know this is how Jock got his 8 kids, putting a jacket over his face and slowly walking towards her with a jacket on his face. Then you know how Jock do. Go over towards her and go towards her legs and stuff and pulling her shoe off and then sucking her toes. He have a thing about sucking toes. He's a toe person. He got a foot fetish or something. I said, I'm done. I'm done. A lot of grinding, bumping and grinding over there. Okay, I said you better get it, Jack. That's how you got to make children, 8 to 9 kids, boo boo, 9 kids now. Okay, because my man's, I could see it. Like he confident with his. I could say that. Next person to go was Mr. Jalen. Okay, he did his little cute little dance towards her. It was on her legs and everything. You know, the men, they go down into the legs or whatever. And then, he was like picking her up. And she was like, and she was being feminine a little bit over there. I said, okay. She was giving up power, allowing him to serenade her and everything. I said, okay, you better get it. Ooh. So they all got up. The people that was in the girls that was in the seats. And then Shamari got in the seat. Apollo's wife got in the seat. Yeah. And then Chris got in the seat. So first up was Ronnie. So Ronnie had the nerve. He strip teasing a little bit, doing a little cuteness, opening up his buttons of his shirt and all of that. I said, okay, Ronnie. Okay. He was opening up his shirt. He said, he got to be extra. So he came towards her, being sensual over there, and then he got her in between her legs, and she was dropping that money on him. Okay, Shamar was like, hey, he's lifting her legs or whatever, and then putting his head in between, basically. That's all he did. I said, okay, that was cute, all sensual and stuff. That was cute. This man over here, Apollo over here, crawling to her on the floor with the rose in his mouth, okay? And calling her, then I guess she stand up, and I guess he lifted her up while on his body or what have. I said, oh, then wrapped her body around him and was like, grinding all up. And I said, okay, Apollo, that's how you had your 2 kids with me. Trying to be doing all that. So I cannot. So then Chris and Breezy over there. This girl right here, Breezy, I'm going to need you to stop. All she was doing was just looking at her in her eyes with sunglasses on. And just standing there. And then Tariq claimed talking smack. She wasn't doing nothing because I guess she didn't want to show people what she do or whatever. She was going to keep it private. So I'm like, oh, good. But Chris claimed, she said, I just saw it in her eyes and I was just turned on instantly. I'm like, girl, bye. And then next scene, everybody was wishing Tiana a happy B-Day. And then, he basically gave her, she blew out her cake candles, and then he gave her a necklace with her name saying Tiana. I said, that's nice of him. So he's making a true effort. And then everyone stayed to hang out. And then Ronnie was saying how he applauds Jalen for how mature he is and how he's doing his thing. Because he said, when I was your age, I couldn't be as mature as you are and be in this kind of situation that you are in. So I applaud you. And then Jalen said that he promised that when he came with her, that he wasn't going to walk out. And that, he has a lot of growing to do because he didn't grow up, with a father figure, and seeing how a man should be. But that he's mature and growing and learning as he goes. So I said, and I applaud him, though, because a lot of guys his age would not take on a woman with all this going on. With all this going on, they would have been like later for that. They might have had fun with her, but they wouldn't have got no deep relationship to try to work through what's going on with her. And then, at the end of that, you see Jalen and Fallon getting frisky. He's smacking her butt and whatever. At the end of the night, I said, oh, they feel good. Get it? Then Breezy and Chris were talking, but they really weren't talking about nothing. And they were just dry. I'm too through with it. Like, they basically received some clothing, like the outfit that they were supposed to wear. It was like spandex. And Chris was like, you gonna wear this, Breezy? Breezy was like, it's all good with me. Who would have? And then she basically was like, I thought we were working on our communication. Because they didn't understand why they were receiving costumes. And then Apollo says that basically Breezy was talking about Apollo And she says that he is the way he is, and because she basically said that she used to be like Apollo, basically, Breezy was saying, and that she used to be the best manipulator, the best at it. But when you want to change, you will. And she says that she was tired of it, so that's how she changed, and then she got better when she got with Chris. So basically, that's a little history about them. I said, okay, I could see that though, because a lot of like women that are masculine, or you call them studs, they have the same attributes as males do, like a heterosexual man would be. So a lot of times they emulate the same behaviors of basically heterosexual males. They cheat on their women. Sometimes they beat up their women. They don't have respect for their women, and they go out here cheating on them and having women left and right. The same thing that women deal with basically with a heterosexual man, but it's just that they're women, basically. So I could see her being manipulative and playing games with women, because a lot of studs do that, because they emulate males, a lot of them. So next scene, Tony had the guys meet to play pool, and and he's like, he said, I guess Tyreek and Jalen, ain't showing up because they might be doing the Magic Mike thing last night. And so he asked them how they felt about last night. And Paulo and Ronnie and Jock was talking about how they wasn't feeling it. But then, Paulo said he got into it because he wanted to please his lady, and he felt like how he made her feel, so he was all good with it, And then they were giving these, Tony, after he said that, Tony gonna go give Jock, Ronnie, and Apollo the outfits and all spandex, and then they like, why this gotta be, Jock gotta be the first one to say something funny. Why the hell we gotta wear this spandex shit? What the spandex thing gonna help? And my whole thing is, Jock, you of all people should not be complaining about wearing spandex. When you wore that auntie dress looking like a whole auntie with the perm fresh in your hair, that blue dress, and you wore it proudly for that check. So wearing spandex should not be more embarrassing than walking around wearing an auntie dress. Looks like an old school classic auntie gala dress you wearing. But yeah, you talking about that, boy, bye. I ain't even trying to hear it. Okay, but he brought that up about how he wore a dress, so he gonna wear the spandex. Talking about it's all about the confidence and all that. And I said, all right then, so why are you complaining if you was gonna wear it anyway? This child right here. And Ronnie, he was just complaining all the whole episode about stuff. I was like, Ronnie, you act like a real old man. I cannot with you. And then next scene, Fallon talking about is getting more and more intense. The couples basically went to their little vehicle they go into, and they're heading to somewhere. They don't know where they're going. And the cars or the bus stops, and they're at this circus center. And this activity, AJ was saying, is going to push them to go past their fears, past things that are stopping them to get towards their higher selves. So basically, if they have fear of heights, to get past their fear of heights, so that they can excel and transcend to the person that they are and get past that. So Tyreek was saying he was afraid of heights. Shamari's afraid of heights. She doesn't like heights either. Fallon seems to be afraid of heights. AJ says there's a lot of people that are scared of heights in this group. And then AJ was saying that she's afraid of heights too. And then that she's gonna do the activity. So basically, Jock is like took his shorts off, and you can see like the shaper on or whatever. And he's like, man, I look like an out of shape wrestler with this shit on. And Ronnie's like, and then he like take the shorts off. He said, okay, now y'all taking this too far. There's some things I'm willing to do, some things I ain't willing to do, and that's one of the things I'm not willing to do. I'll wear the spandex thing with the shorts on, but I'm not taking no shorts off showing nothing. That's going way too far with it. So they asked him, everybody want to volunteer to go up there? So there's basically a beam that in this ladder they have to climb to go up there. So the first one to go is Miss Daredevil herself. She volunteered, Miss Breezy. So, Chris also was afraid of heights. So it's just like, she's like, really? So Breezy, she climbed up there, took her time, and she got on the beam. She's pushed out. She was holding back for a second, and she just pushed out. They said, let go. And then she was like swinging back and forward and doing all that. And then she just dropped down. She was good. She's not afraid of nothing. So you better get it. So Chris is next, and then Breezy said, "Relax, just breathe." And then the people that were working with her told her, "Don't look down at all. Just keep looking up and keep going." So she got all the way to the top, and then she's holding on thing, and she's like, "Oh, I can't do it. I can do it." And Breezy said, "You stronger than me. You can do this." And I'm like, "Girl, get out of your fear." I understand though, because I'm afraid of heights too. I'm definitely afraid of heights. I'm not finna even hold you. I'm not finna do that either. I'd have been like, I would have had to take a shot or something to be able to do that shit. Like if I would have took a shot, I'd have been fine doing it. Like if I'm in fear or something, if I take a quick little shot, okay, let me do it. I can do it. So that was the episode. Okay, so that was episode 5 of Couples Retreat. I was gonna say Couples Therapy. Yeah, my bad. Couples Retreat, and I thank y'all all. This is Goddess Galaxy, and thank you for all my new subscribers and welcome. And like, comment, and subscribe. And talk to you later.